After I was diagnosed with breast cancer, the first thing I did was I went to see an oncologist at this hospital. But at that time, I was not really convinced on the treatment. I went to see the TCM doctor at Sunway. He advised me to do chemo also. So that's how he introduced me Dr. Jennifer.
I first met Mdm Mary late of last year, around about November. She was then first diagnosed with early stage left breast cancer. So it's a hormone receptor positive, HER2 amplified disease. But thankfully, it was a node negative disease. Is that she also has underlying heart disease that was treated 2 years ago.
When I first got this diagnosis, I feel a bit scared because I don't know what to do, and actually I also don't know who to ask. Actually, the combination of the Chinese medication and Western, it really helps me a lot because during my journey of chemo, I do not feel any nausea, vomiting, and I'm able to sleep at night. So that's the biggest part that helped me.
So Mdm Mary was able to complete the 12 cycle well with minimal side effects. The main effect that is troubling her towards the end of the treatment is the numbness at the tips of her fingers and toes. Shall we talk about rehabilitative exercises? But otherwise, she has a very positive mood. So after completed 12 cycles, somewhere in early April, I offered her radiotherapy to the left side of her breast. It's also important to pick the right technique when it comes to the radiotherapy to make sure that there is minimal toxicity to the heart, because this is a left-sided breast cancer.
世上只有妈妈好，有妈的孩子像个宝，投进妈妈的怀抱，幸福享不了。一步一步高啦，Ratu hatiku，天下的妈妈都是一样的，天下的妈妈都是一样的，天下的妈妈都是一样的，天下的妈妈都是一样的。大家上午好，我是蔡子，欢迎收看由Sunway Medical Center 所呈现的谈心聊医。刚才我以一个比较特别的方式开场，相信大家猜到也应该知道，今天是母亲节，在这里蔡子祝福天下的妈妈们母亲节快乐。如果线上有任何朋友已经当上妈妈的话，可以在留言区告诉我你是几个孩子妈妈，或者是留一个爱心的 emoji 赞的 emoji 都可以的哈。来看一看我们线上有谁Julie On Bless Mother's Day to all， 然后还有呢，我们上一期的嘉宾 Annie 也在线上 ，Annie 早上好也林强凤 Good morning，CN Chen Good morning， 好，非常谢谢你们收看我们今天的节目。但是呢，适逢现在全国各地都在进行 MCO 3.0 全国行动管制令，我相信有很多住在外坡的孩子们没有办法跟母亲庆祝母亲节。但是没有关系，今天我们就一起在线上谈心聊医，一起学习，一起过一个比较不一样的母亲节。谈心聊医每2个星期都会邀请一位嘉宾来到现场，以直播的方式跟大家分享他们抗病的心路历程。说到这里，我希望大家能够帮蔡子一个小忙，把今天直播分享出去，好不好？有那么一句话，养儿100岁，长忧99。这句话道尽了作为一个母亲的心声，但是同样的，作为孩子的，何尝也不是一样，希望妈妈身体健康，长命100岁。好，但是呢，在这里蔡子想问问大家知不知道马来西亚女性头号杀手是什么疾病呢？没错，是乳癌。大马女性每14名当中就有1名患上乳癌。我搬出这个数据，不是要吓唬大家，纯粹想要提高大家的警觉性，因为提早发现就能提早治疗，提早治疗 康复力就会比较高。我们今天的嘉宾也是一名妈妈，她大半生都在职场奔波劳碌，在职场拼搏，她把大部分的时间都花在事业上。之后，她甚至还一度患上了忧郁症。后来，为了自己身体的健康，她决定提早退休。但是万万没想到，在退休的第2年，她却不幸的患上了第2期的乳癌。即使面对种种发生在她身上的遭遇，她没有自怨自艾，反而她却处之泰然。她是怎么办到的呢？
My name is Mary. I am 58 years old this year. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in November 2020 and at stage 2, grade 2.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
You look great.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming to our show. And please say hi to our audience.
Hi, good morning. I'm Mary Leong. I'm 58 years old this year. And today is Mother's Day. So I would like to wish all the mother in the world happy Mother's Day to you all. Hope that you take care of yourself and be great with your family.
Yes, and I love the line that you said, Happy Mother's Day to everyone in the world. There's a beauty of doing the live streaming show because everybody in the world, every corner in the world can see the show. And honestly, you totally look great. I can't really tell you just completed your radiation therapy.
Yes.
Right. When was your last radiation therapy?
It was on April 28th. That was my last radiotherapy.
Yeah, just recently only, right?
Yeah, recently, a week ago.
Okay, let's start. Can you please share with us how did you discover that you had breast cancer?
Okay, actually I have a habit of yearly checking.
Okay.
Yearly checking because beside me I have a few friends which had breast cancer, and they discovered quite late because they do not do the yearly checking.
I see.
Because to me, like for a woman, after 40 years old is critical that we need to do checking every year.
Yes.
So that's how I found it. I had the breast cancer.
Since when you started to have this habit, do the annual body checkup?
I already started, in fact, when I was 30 over years old.
Oh, which is a good habit.
Yeah, when I was 30 over years old, because actually, what I can say that maybe people will think that I'm scared.
Okay, no, it's not.
You know, because sometimes people will say, hey, it's too early, 30 over years old.
It's never early to do checkup.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
在这里我也必须要用华语来讲一讲哈，因为刚才 Mary 有提到说，她很早30几岁就开始做这一个常年的例行检查。她有一些朋友就说她是很胆小，很怕死。其实在这里呼吁线上的朋友们哦，其实做这个常年的例行检查是对的，不是胆小。Yes.
Okay, that's how I found it. So when I found that I had the lump, so I did the yearly mammogram.
Okay.
And in fact, I already done 3 times of lumpectomy.
I see.
And the 3 times also it came back benign.
Oh, benign, which is benign 是良性肿瘤。
Is benign. So actually in year 2019 July,
Yes.
I found the lump again.
Okay.
At the same spot of my surgery.
I see.
So this time I was thinking whether should I do the lumpectomy again?
Okay.
Because already 3 times I did it.
Yes.
So then I asked my surgeon doctor. My surgeon doctor was telling me, it's up to you. This time he never insists. Maybe because of the 3 times, you know, the 3 times
Yes.
that I did and it was benign.
That was not the doctor from Summer Medical Center.
No,
Okay.
that was not from
I just want to clarify.
No. Because this time he did not insist that
I see.
I do the lumpectomy. So
see.
he said it's up to you whether you want to do it or not.
Okay.
That was in July 2019.
Okay.
So at that point of time also, that was my retirement. I just retired.
Oh, yes.
July 2019. So I just retired. So I said, maybe it couldn't be lah. I said it couldn't be cancer.
Okay.
But actually at that time the lump was a bit bigger than the normal, which
Than
I found
the
out
previous ones.
than the previous one. But then I said I just retire. I want to have a peaceful life.
Okay.
peaceful life after retirement. So I did not go for the surgery.
But
I did check.
You
I
did
did
check,
check.
okay.
I did go for the mammogram. I
Yes.
do my mammogram in July.
I see.
And I did the ultrasound also. But the mammogram and the ultrasound actually does not show any changes of the lump.
I see.
It did not show.
Because
so,
couldn't detect.
couldn't detect. So because the lump, it was still like a normal lump. So I said, oh, never mind lah. So I just forgo. I did not go for the lumpectomy. But in September 2020, that was a year after that. A year after that, so I found out that the lump like is a bit bigger and a bit hardened.
I see.
A bit hardened compared to the July. So that time also I was still contemplating, whether to go or not to go for the lumpectomy. So then I was thinking, I said, okay, never mind. Let me go for the mammogram first.
Okay.
Because that was my routine every year.
Yes, correct.
So in October, I went for the mammogram and the ultrasound. But this time, oh God, the radiologist told me, Mary, your lump changes. Your lump changes, and I think it's not good. So he told me, the doctor, the radiologist told me that I think it's not good. So I said, meaning, do I have cancer? Straight away,
Yeah, of course. You have to be honest, right?
Yeah.
Not good. They can have many interpretations.
Yes.
Not good. What is that mean?
Not good. He said, it does not look good. The lump does not look good.
Yes.
He said, okay, never mind, I'll talk to your surgeon.
Okay.
So when I saw my surgeon was telling me, I can tell you it's about 80 to 90% is a cancer. 80 to 90% is a cancer. So I said, okay. So I will go for the biopsy. I told the doctor straight away, I will go for the biopsy. That was, I still remember, it was 30th October 2020. So I was admitted to the hospital on 31st October 2020. On the 1st of November, I had the surgery.
Okay.
So before...
So that was diagnosed is breast cancer for
yeah.
sure. Okay.
Before the surgery, the doctor told me, Mary, I have to tell you, this time your surgery will be a bit different. You will be under frozen.
What
frozen.
is that? Yeah.
Okay, when I heard about frozen, I was so scared. I said, why is it frozen?
The first thing came to my mind is the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Frozen, he said, oh no. So you will be under anesthetic, it will be longer.
I see.
So when I do the biopsy, I take out the lump. You will be still sleeping. And I will send your sample for the test, whether it's cancerous or non-cancerous.
I see.
This time is a bit different. Because my doctor, a bit...
undecisive.
So he said, it's a cancer lah, you know. So because maybe through his experience, all those kind of things. So I said, okay, just do it. So he sent and then came back, it was a cancerous.
Yes.
Then the doctor straight away do the lumpectomy. And he took out 16 of my lymph nodes.
I see.
16 of my lymph nodes, but I was very lucky because none of my lymph nodes was affected.
Yes, because it was second stage.
It was second stage, but there are people with second stage but split to the lymph node, but not many lah, maybe one or two lymph nodes. But mine, I was very lucky. So at that point of time, when I wake up, from this time when I went for the surgery, I wake up very fast. When I was at the recovery place, because when after the operation, they will send us to the recovery place. So at the recovery area, I woke up already. I saw my doctor pass by. So I called, doctor, how is it? But actually I knew because when I wake up, I wake up, I was aware. So I straight away, I put my hand to the area where they operated.
Oh, you touched it?
I touched it. Then I see, oh, there is 2 scars. There is 2 scars. There was 2 scars there. So I
can feel the scars too.
Yeah, I can feel.
Okay.
Because one was at the lymph node. Because the doctor told me if it's cancerous, I will take out the lymph node.
I see.
Because I had operation on the lymph node before, so that's why I know where is the area.
I see.
My left lymph node was taken out also before. So I just hold it and then I saw, oh, 2 scars. Then I know it's already cancerous.
Okay.
But I just want the confirmation from my doctor. So when my doctor passed by, I called, doctor, how is it? My doctor was shocked, Mary, you woke up already? I said, yeah, I woke up already. I woke up already. So he said, yeah, as I told you, it's a cancer. Never mind. I told the doctor, it's okay. Then I sleep lah. So I sleep again.
You just like, you know, what I call in Malay, very slumber and slept back.
Yeah.
I see.
After that, after my doctor told me, yeah, it's cancer, then I slept back.
Okay.
Then after that, then they just pushed me to the ward and all those kind of things lah.
I understand. Then, I mean, I'm sure the surgery is just one part of it, the
Yes.
beginning of it. So later on, did the doctor at another hospital, did they recommend any treatment plans for you?
Yes. Actually, when the first biopsy, it tested that I have PR positive. That means it's 2 positive because I have not done my FISH, which to determine whether my hormone is positive or negative. So I saw my doctor already before the FISH test. My doctor was telling me, if the hormone is negative, I did not need to go through the chemo. So it's only I will be on radiotherapy and Herceptin, and then subsequently will be the hormone therapy, which minimum 5 years.
I see.
5 years. But unfortunate for me, when my FISH test came out, it was HER positive. So that means I have triple positive.
Yes.
Yeah, so triple positive, then the doctor tell me, Mary, you have no choice. You have to go through the chemo.
Okay.
So that's how, you know, so I went through the 12 times of chemo.
But at
12 cycle.
that time is, when you do the 12 time cycle, that is already with that hospital or with Sunway?
With Sunway.
I see. Then maybe in between, I need to ask some question from you. How did you, because at the beginning, you were doing the surgery in another hospital.
Yes.
How you ended up to Sunway Medical Center?
Because actually that hospital, it was not specialized in cancer treatment yet.
Oh, I see.
They are not ready. They
Not
are
in
not
full
ready.
scale.
Yeah, not the full scale. So I did ask. I said, in that case, I will go to another hospital. So I came to Sunway. Because before that, I did see the TCM, Sunway TCM. So that's the reason why also I choose Sunway. So it's easier for me.
I see.
Yeah.
So you have been visiting the Sunway's TCM Center?
Yes.
Oh, I see. For how long?
I have already visiting them since 2019 after my retirement. Actually, before that also, I really wanted to see TCM.
I see.
Because my body was not that good. I was a bit weak. So at that time, I was thinking that, maybe because of my stress, my work,
Yes.
all those kind of things. And in fact, I had depression before.
Yes.
So my body is a bit weak. But I don't really have the time to go to right TCM. The right TCM. So after my retirement, then I can find the time. So I went to TCM Sunway.
I see. How did you, to be honest with you, if it's not I'm doing this show and had an interview with you, I did not know that there is a TCM in Sunway, to be honest with you. 其实我不知道线上的朋友知不知道哦，其实 Sunway Medical Center 是有一个中医的部门的 TCM Sunway TCM Center， 而且呢，他们也有这个 TCM Oncology， 就是肿瘤科的专属的哈。所以 Mary 她一直以来都有在 Sunway Medical Center 去看这个Sunway TCM Center 的一个医生。What was the doctor name?
The doctor is Dr. Lim Renjie.
Lim Renjie.
Yeah, Dr. Lim Renjie. He was an oncologist also.
Yes.
Yeah, he was an oncologist and he was a TCM. He is both Western and TCM and
Yes,
Chinese.
I see.
So before that, I see him not because of my cancer. It's not because of my cancer. It's because my body is weak. My body is weak, so I would like to build up my immune system. And in fact, when I see him at the first time, he said, Mary, you are really, really very weak. I can't read your pulse.
Couldn't read your pulse.
Couldn't read my pulse.
I see.
So, but in fact, actually, he is not the first TCM who said can't read my pulse lah.
Okay.
Before that, I did see a few also, and
Okay.
they can't read my pulse.
Then
That's why I was very weak.
What happened? What did he do?
So he gave me some Chinese medication, which is in powder form. But for this TCM, their powder form is different. It's not from the Chinese medication, which they pound and become the powder form.
Yes, and it's not.
No, it's not. It's they are using a Japanese technology. The other day he told me he was doing a Japanese technology, and but I really can't understand how they do it lah. But it's not from that kind of medicine which they pound and become powder. He said if that
is a process.
It's the process of the medication and it becomes the powder. And he told me also, he said if it's the medication that they pound to become the powder is not effective. It's not effective.
So in this way, it's more effective.
Yes.
So after you took it, how long?
I was under his care for 6 months after my retirement. I was under his care for 6 months and I recovered. I recovered. That means my body immune system came back, you know, and I don't feel tired. I don't feel tired. So I said, oh, it's really good. So he said, okay, Mary, now I can discharge you. So he discharged me. That was in early early. It was in early 2020. So he discharged me. He said, okay, I don't want to see you anymore. You have already recovered.
Oh, so you become stronger.
I become stronger, I did not see him anymore. So when I saw him again in November.
2000, last year?
Last year, November 2020, he said, I told you I do not want to see you. Why you come again?
What a good doctor. Because if I'm a doctor, I want my patient to come see me.
Yeah, it's very good. He said, he said, I don't want to see you. Why you come again? So I show him the report. So I show him the report for my cancer. So he said, oh my God, I only discharged you for 6 months and you came back to me with this report.
I see.
So I said, yeah, what to do? The God chose me, I said. The God chose me. So, but he is good. His first advice to me was, Mary, go for chemo. Straight away. Because I gave him my full report, my full medical report together with my fish report, which was, I was triple positive. You have no choice, he said. You have to go through the chemo. So I said, okay, then how are you going to help me?
You asked him.
I asked him. I asked him.
Very straightforward.
Very straightforward. No hanky-panky. And then he said, okay, I see you have a very positive mind. Definitely you will go through the chemo. I will assist you. He said, you go through the chemo. After the chemo, you come and see me. I will give you the medication. It will boost up your immune system. Because as we know, every time when we do the chemo, our good cell, bad cell, everything all died.
Yes.
So he said, from there, I will assist you. I will give you the medication. It will boost up your good cell to fight against the bad cell, against the cancer cell. So that's how I took his medication. Each and every time after my chemo, I will go and see him, and then he will give me the medication.
So it sounds like Dr. Leong, trying to use the traditional Chinese medication as a complementary.
Yes, as a complementary. It's not to cure the cancer.
That was his recommendation as well.
Yes, that is his recommendation.
You want to be effective and efficient, go to the chemo.
Yes.
But use the TCM as a complementary.
Yes.
I see.
So like for me, because as we know, everybody we have our different reaction. Our body, because we don't have the same immune system. So, but for me, TCM and Western is very good for me.
A combination of them.
Yes, it's a combination. So because during my chemo, I do not have nausea. I do not have nausea. I have no headache, and I do not vomit.
I understand.
Yeah.
And it sounds like, Mary, you and Dr. Leong have built a very unique trust between each other, which is good. And I love his comment about you. He said, you are a very positive, mind-thinking person. You should go through all the treatment.
Yes.
So maybe probably it's a waste of question for me, or waste of time for me to ask you this question. How did you feel when you first told you were diagnosed with second-stage breast cancer?
At first, when I was told by my surgeon doctor, the first beginning, I feel a bit scared. Actually.
Oh, you did?
I did.
But
I did not show.
I didn't expect this answer, you know. Okay.
Frankly speaking, deep inside me, I'm scared, but I did not show because I do not want my family to worry about me. Yeah, I did not show, and in fact, nobody knows that actually I'm scared.
At that time.
Yeah, at that time. Actually, when I was told, I was scared because I was thinking, how am I going to go through all this, the treatment? It's a long journey because every time when people say they have cancer, they go through chemo, and a lot of negative feedback we get. Negative feedback we get. So I was thinking, would I go through like what they go through?
At that time.
At that time, so I was thinking. I said, no, not for me. I would not accept that. I would not accept. Yeah, I told myself I would not accept that, and I don't want my family to be worried about me. So that's why I have to be strong. I said I have to be strong. So that's how I say, okay, for me, I think combination will be good for me. Combination of the Western,
And
so
TCM.
TCM. So that's how I go through all this.
I understand.
Yeah,
So you
treatment.
said, you mentioned that you didn't want your family to know. So at that time, don't you feel lonely or alone? I mean, you have to face all of this by yourself.
No, because I have my granddaughter with me, my husband,
I see.
and I have my good nephew with me, which support me all the way.
I see. So
that's
you think you can get through this?
Yes, I can get through this.
So because, as you mentioned at the beginning, we did talk about, I understand one of your family members, your father, had the lung cancer as well. Will that
yes.
impact your decision making? Will that impact your feeling as well? How do you feel when you first known to have been diagnosed with breast cancer?
Actually, it does not impact me.
Does not impact
No,
you?
my father's situation does not impact me.
How
First,
so?
First because I was not staying with him.
I see.
First, I was not
Where he
staying with
stay?
him.
Where do you stay?
He stays at Johor Bahru.
I see.
He stays at Johor Bahru because I was not staying with him, and I did not take care of him also during his sickness.
I see.
So that's there also I feel a bit regret. I was not there for him, when he was sick, and he really needs his children to be around. Only my brothers is around him because my brother is staying in Johor.
Oh, so your parents and your brothers.
They are not staying together, but they are staying around the same area.
I see. Okay.
The same area. So that's why he does not really impact me a lot. Because when he was diagnosed, after his diagnosed, it was not long. 3 months. 3 months only. Then he passed away.
So from the moment he knew he had the lung cancer until he passed away,
until
it's
he's
like 3 months
Yeah,
period.
it's about 3 months period only. So it was not long. So actually, he did not suffer a lot.
I see.
He did not suffer a lot because he chose not to go for any treatment.
Oh, okay.
He chose not to go for any treatment. So we as children also, we respected his decision.
He decided that.
Yeah, he decided that because at that point of time he was already 75 years old. 75 years old, and the doctor also was telling us it was advanced stage already.
I see.
When
So, did it happen all of a sudden? I mean, were there any symptoms that he had a lung cancer? Do you know?
No.
No.
No, it's all of a sudden. Because before this, my father was an asthmatic patient.
Oh.
He was asthmatic, so when he has difficulty in breathing, he has his own oxygen tank. We bought it at home.
So get ready all the time.
Get ready all the time. He would use. So when he had difficult breathing, and he was admitted to hospital. So when the doctor checked, then only we know that he had advanced lung cancer. Because all this while we thought that he had the asthma. It was just a normal asthma attack.
So when he confirmed that he was diagnosed with the last stage of lung cancer, I mean, didn't your mother know? Because as his wife, typically it's the first person would know.
No, my mother did not know about it.
Really? How so?
Yeah.
Is that because he was strong enough in the last 3 months, or?
Before he was diagnosed with that cancer, he was strong. He can still walk around, he can walk around, he can take care of himself.
Okay.
But after the diagnosis of that advanced lung cancer, suddenly he became weak.
Oh.
Yeah, suddenly he became weak, but he did not show it. He did not show it.
Did not show it in front of his wife.
Yeah. Yeah, did not show it in front of my mother, but he really hardly can walk.
Oh.
He really hardly can walk. His leg all like very weak. He hardly can walk, and he cannot take care of himself also. Even taking bath also, then it has to be done by my brother. My brother will take care of it all. But when my mom did ask us what happened to your dad, so we said asthma attack. Because all the while my dad has asthma. So we said just a normal asthma attack. Because every time asthma attack, he was admitted, then he came back, he was okay. So, but that was also my father's wish that do not inform my mother that he had advanced lung cancer. Maybe he also does not want my mother to be worried.
That's true.
So that's how we also just keep it
quiet.
silent. Keep it silent. Only we, the children, we know that he has the advanced lung cancer.
Which I think is probably a good decision because it's your father's wish, father's wish as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so through the conversation you mentioned that that what your father had, the lung cancer, doesn't impact your mindset at all.
No.
Not at all.
Not
So
at
which
all.
is very good. You always have this positive mindset. Then let's start with talk about your treatment. Earlier you mentioned you have the treatment plan that has been laid out for you is the chemotherapy,
Yes.
Radiation therapy,
Yes.
also have the Herceptin and hormone
Therapy.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's start with the chemo because earlier you also mentioned that when you did the chemo, actually you feel nothing.
Yeah.
Because you have that TCM medication powder as a complementary, so you feel nothing. Can you describe in details what do you mean by nothing? 也告诉线上的朋友哈，其实当Mary 在做这个化疗的时候呢，她说她基本上是没有。不是没有啦，就是有很少的这个 side effect 这个副作用，我们来听听。
Okay. For my chemo, when I first started, my first cycle to my 5th cycle, I do not have any symptom. I can say that I do not have any side effects.
Like you don't even drop your hairs.
Hair drop definitely.
Definitely.
Hair drop definitely.
Okay, that's why you're wearing hat.
That's why my hair dropped at my 3rd cycle.
I see. Oh, that's quite late as well.
3rd cycle.
Third cycle.
Because my dose is a bit mild.
Mild, okay.
Because I had underlying heart problem, as what Dr. Jennifer said earlier. So my dose was a bit mild. So that's the reason why I have 12 cycles. So during my 1st to my 5th cycle, I do not feel any nausea. I do not feel any nausea and I do not feel any weak. I do not feel any weakness in my body. In fact, I still can go for holiday.
You went to holiday during chemotherapy.
During my chemo, I went to Kukop, Pontian.
I see. Is
for
that where
holiday.
your parents lived?
My parents live at Johor Bahru, so
I see.
I went back to see my mother. So
On the way,
then we stopped by
Pontian.
to Pontian to Kukop. We went for a holiday. That was after my 2nd chemo.
I see.
That was after my 2nd chemo. It was on Christmas last year, 25th December, Christmas last year.
Since you, sorry, I need to stop here. Since you went back to see your mother, did she notice you? No. Because at that time you still have hair.
At that time I
so
still have
even
hair.
you look great.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why. Even after my chemo, I look great. In fact, really, I look great. So that's why I'm not weak at all.
Yes, you're not. Because your mother did not know this at all.
Did not know. Did not know. Because normally, sometimes after the first chemo, also people feel very weak. You know,
correct.
And their face is also a bit like, how you call
Itchy.
it?
憔悴.
憔悴.
I see.
So
you sleep well.
Yeah, I sleep well. Maybe because of the Chinese medication.
Yes, I think that the
that really
TCM
helps.
medication really helped you.
Yeah,
as a
it really helps. So as I say, but I have to mention earlier, everybody have their different body immune system.
Yes, correct.
That works very well for me, but not necessarily works well for other people.
Understand.
But actually, we can try. If we don't try, we wouldn't know.
Correct.
So only on my 3rd day, during
3rd cycle.
No,
3rd day.
My 1st to my 5th cycle, only my 3rd day I had a bit of body pain, the joint pain, you know.
I see.
Due to the chemo, the joint pain. But the pain only lasts about 1 to 2 days. 1 to 2 days. On my 6th cycle onwards, I can feel the numbness, a bit numbness on my fingers.
Which can be due to your history. Okay.
Yes, due to
the
in
work
fact,
history.
I have already the numbness before, so I feel a bit numbness on my hand and my leg. And the pain is normal, the pain on the 3rd day, but after my 6th cycle, the pain lasts a bit longer. It lasts for about 4 days. Instead of 1 to 2 days, it lasts about 4 days. And it's really very painful.
Can you describe when you say painful?
It's
how
very
painful?
It's really very painful that even you can't touch.
Oh, okay.
You can't even touch. You know, sometimes when my husband, want to rub the medication, I said, no, you don't touch me. It's really very painful. But that lasts for 4 days, which is still acceptable.
Yes, it's acceptable. Yes, because
so only that, I only feel that. Other than that, I don't feel any nausea, any headache. And sleepless night, no. I
Okay.
can sleep at night.
Which is good. Which is good. So you just now you mentioned the chemotherapy medicine that you used is quite mild. Do you know the name of the medicine? Just out of curiosity.
Taxol.
You do know.
Taxol.
Impressive. Actually, I intentionally asked that question because most patients do not know what kind of treatment they're undergoing. And you even know the name of the chemotherapy. There's a lot of name of medicine and that tells you are a very informative person.
Because I do check and I do ask my doctor.
I
what
see.
type of
Which is good.
medication
As a patient should always have the two-way communication.
Yes.
Okay. So after the chemotherapy, what's next? What is the next treatment?
After chemotherapy, I was on leave for 3 weeks.
Stop for any treatments? Okay.
Stop for any treatment for 3 weeks. Then only I started my radiotherapy.
I see.
Yeah. So my radiotherapy lasted me 23 days. It's a daily 23 days. 15 plus 8 booster. Therapy booster.
Okay.
Radiotherapy booster. So 23 times and lasted last April 28.
I see.
Yes,
done. Correct. The last one was April 28.
Yeah.
And also, just out of curiosity, do you know what machine you used for the radiation therapy?
TrueBeam.
Okay. Do you know what is the unique feature of TrueBeam?
It does not affect my heart a lot. And the best part is I don't need to hold my breath.
I see.
I don't need to hold because I can't hold because when I do the Herceptin, I have a bit tightness on my stomach.
I see.
So I cannot hold my breath. So that's the unique of it. So I don't need to, but it's a bit expensive compared to the normal one.
But actually, there's another unique feature of TrueBeam is its ability to customize the rays to conform to the size of the tumor and destroy the cancer cell while sparing the surrounding healthy tissues, which is the uniqueness of it. So, okay. So during the radiation therapy, do you feel any uneasiness or side effects? I'm sure it's kacang putih for you lah, because chemo also feel nothing. Radiation therapy 就是放射治疗，所以also feel nothing, right?
Yeah, feel nothing. Only towards the end, I can feel a bit of burning sensation because towards the end is the targeted booster, which they target the operation area. It's only one area which they target. So I can feel a bit of the burning sensation.
I see.
But it's not as bad as what I saw in the Facebook, the whole area become red like barbecue.
No, I don't think there is any of this.
Actually, there's not. That's why, but when you see in the Facebook, people will show out, it's like the barbecue, the area that the area that they do the radiotherapy. But actually, it's not. That's why I also don't know why people put it on the Facebook lah at the first place. Actually, it's not. It's not that scary actually.
I see. Then after your radiation therapy, what were the next treatments you're gonna do?
Actually, once you finish your radiotherapy, it's already done with all the treatment. It's only that I still need to go for the Herceptin, which is some sort like maintenance. Some sort like maintenance for another 10 rounds. For another 10 cycle of maintenance, which will end somewhere first week of December. And the hormone therapy definitely is ongoing, and I've already taken it for 1.5 months actually.
I see.
It's ongoing until the next 5 years.
I see. So you said hormone therapy. You said Herceptin and hormone therapy, right? So because my sister took the hormone therapy as well, from what I understand, there's some side effects, like mood swing and things like that. Any that happened to you?
So far, for 1.5 months, I've already taken that. It did not happen to me. It did not happen to me for like the mood swing, like the hot flushes. A lot of people said they will have hot flushes. It does not happen to me.
It doesn't happen to you at all. So it's very easy. It's easy treatment for you.
Yeah.
好的，其实我觉得。线上的朋友，我觉得 Mary 这是一个非常坚强和有积极正面的一位康复者所以大家可不可以在我们的直播留言给个爱心来鼓励一下我们今天的嘉宾 Mary， 好不好？OK， And you also mentioned earlier, in fact, in the video, our doctor, your attending doctor, 你的主治医生 Dr. Jennifer also mentioned that you have some heart problem.
Yes.
Underlying heart problem.
Yes.
So, can you tell us about it?
Okay, I was diagnosed with one of my what you call me. There's yeah, I forgot about the word.
Oh, it's okay. You have diagnosed with some sort of heart problem. Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
heart problem is only 40%. Actually, it's only 40%. So
You mean 40%?
40% blockage.
Oh, okay. There's a blockage. Okay.
There's a blockage, 40%. But I did not go through. I don't need to go through for the stent.
No need surgery.
No need surgery. No need stent. Just on medication.
I see.
In fact, I really stopped my medication.
You restart your medication for your heart.
Yeah, for my heart. Actually, because they only gave me the cholesterol medication.
Oh.
So when I checked, my cholesterol was okay. So I stopped it. So I stopped it. So far, when I went for my echo test, it was okay.
All fine.
Yeah, but all fine. My heart was okay, doing well. So hopefully, it will do well for my next stent Herceptin, because the Herceptin will affect the heart.
I see.
It will slow down our heart function.
I see.
So far, okay.
So far, okay. There's no.
No, I already gone through 7 times of the Herceptin.
I see.
7 times. So it's a balance of 10 only. Balance of 10 cycles.
Which is almost halfway through.
Almost halfway through. Yes.
I see, which is good. And Mary, I must say that throughout the conversation, you are very well equipped with all the information. Very knowledgeable. you know all the treatment you do. You know the name of the medication you took. And is that something that you've done a lot of research, because you mentioned you did a lot of research online?
Yeah.
And did you also, because you learn from other people? Like, for example, a lot of people love to learn from the WhatsApp group. Do you do that or heard from someone?
No.
No.
I don't, because when I see like those WhatsApp groups, and even the Facebook when they do, I can see a lot of negative comment.
Oh, yeah.
I can see a lot of negative comment. They are saying that when you do chemo, it will affect all this and that.
Yes.
When you do the radio and the hormone therapy and the Herceptin, a lot of negative feedbacks in that. So like, to me, I do read for knowledge, but I would not allow that to affect me.
Yes.
So I would not allow, because to me, I would trust my doctor.
Yes.
So my 2 doctors, which is the TCN doctor, Dr. Lim, and my Dr. Jennifer, oncologist. So if I have any further doubt, I will check with them.
I see.
I will check with them.
And see, 线上的朋友们听到吗？其实 Mary 就是一个活生生的例子，她经历了这一个化疗，做了这个放射治疗，她也不是完全，就是有很少的这一个副作用。I just said you are a living example. So don't blindly listen to all the comments in the WhatsApp group. There is a reason. There is one of the objectives we want to do this show, to encourage all the patients who are currently fighting against cancer, to make sure that they are in a good mindset, a positive thinking mindset. Okay. And throughout the conversation, I also learned that you are a very calm person. You are a very firm person. You are a very decisive person. If in Cantonese, I would say that they hold steady. You're not scared of any treatment. Okay, doctor, you tell me what I need to do. I just execute it. Is it something, are you always happy in this way? Or are you born with this kind of personality? Or you learn from somewhere? Or been trained from somewhere?
No, I think it's, I'm already born in this way and
trained.
Trained up in this way, because actually my father is an ex-army.
Oh.
My late father is an ex-British Army. So
that explains.
So actually we are brought up with a very strict, especially to me because I'm a girl.
So tough.
Because I'm a girl, I'm the only girl in my family.
Oh, you have 2. I mean, how many siblings?
I have another 2 brothers.
I see.
So that's how it's explained. And my father is very strict to me. So I was brought up that way, to be tough.
I see.
And in fact, when I was young, everybody was telling that if you are born to be a boy, then it's good.
But I think it's good too. You see, things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
It's not because of the stringent from your father that you probably be as tough as now to undergoing all the treatments.
Yeah. then maybe I will be very weak, I think.
Yes, yes. So you also mentioned that it's trained from the family. Was that part of your career as well?
Yes, because I work in a corporate company,
I see.
which is a banking industry, and I can say now is actually number one bank in Malaysia.
Oh, okay.
It's a number one bank.
It depends on how you define number one.
Yes.
In my number one, probably different.
Correct. So you can say it's because they are competing two banks lah. Two banks they are competing number one, number two, number one, number two.
Okay.
So I can say it's a corporate. That's because when I joined at very young age, I joined the bank when I was only 21 years old.
I see.
Just after my SPM. After my SPM, so I joined as a clerical. So I climb up the ladder, not easy way.
Yes.
So from bottom to the top, that's how I learned to be tough also. Because in corporate lines, especially in the banking industry, you have a lot of competition, and then there are a lot of politics.
Yes.
There are
I was in the corporate world as well. I totally understand all the politics happening in the corporate. So can you describe, besides the politics, how can you describe the working lifestyle back then?
Okay. Currently, the working lifestyle in the banking industry is not like those days. It's different. It's a bit different. Those days, you are very happy. When I first joined the bank, I still remember in 1983.
Okay.
1983. I think a lot also not born yet at that time.
I'm born already.
You're born. In front of us here.
Yeah, in front of us, not that. Very young.
Very young. So at that time, we don't have technology yet, not that advanced, all paperwork, but we are very happy. In fact, when we work, sometimes we work until 2 o'clock in the morning, especially during closing, but we are very happy.
Okay.
We are very happy, but as we go higher, the position, we can really feel the stress. And with the advanced technology, all those kind, we have to go through
training.
And the training, and then also the customers actually, customers' expectation, nowadays.
Boss expectation.
And now the customers' expectation is not like those days, when you say, okay, actually it's like this, the customer will just accept it,
Yes.
Even though if you do mistake, like a small mistake or whatever, customer will just accept it when you explain to them, but not like nowadays.
Yes.
Nowadays, customer will not accept what we explain to them, and also the expectation from our boss.
Yes.
The expectation from our boss is totally different from those days. Totally different. Now the expectation is very high. That's where I developed depression actually. I developed depression in year 2013.
Yes. So because of the stress
because
from
of the stress.
For internally and
externally, yes. From internally and externally, So I went through the depression period for at least minimum of 5 years. 5 years I was on medication, and actually I did see a psychiatric doctor.
Okay.
I did see a psychiatric doctor. So sometimes when people hear that you see a psychiatric doctor, this person must be gila.
Back then, people have that kind of perception and mindset.
But to me, to me it's not. To me, it's not because the psychiatric doctor actually they can help us on our stress as well, to release our stress. When with the doctor you can say everything you want, but not to your bosses, to your colleagues. We have reservation when we speak to them, but not to the doctors. So I was on medication for more than 5 years. That's where my doctor advised me, you better resign.
I see. Before we talk about the resignation, how did you find out you have this depression? Is there any signs?
Actually, the first sign, I noticed myself. I become very angry person. Not in the office, but at home.
Oh, because
at home. Because when I notice myself, actually, when I go back home, I always throw temper. And actually, I would say that pity my husband.
But I think he understands.
Yeah.
Yes.
I always throw temper. In fact, I have to say that he's very supportive.
Yes.
He's very supportive. When I throw temper, sometimes he will just tell me. I still remember, why must you get angry? He did ask me the word, why must you get angry? Because I always throw temper. Because in the office, I can't throw temper, because I'm a
So
leader.
you let go all the frustration at home.
Yeah.
Most people do.
Yeah.
Not just you. I believe all the working people.
Which I think is not fair, actually.
It's not fair.
It's not fair. Not fair to our partner, actually. You know,
Yes.
when actually it's not fair to our partner. So that's how I realized. And then subsequently, there's one day when I left my office, that was about 9 plus already, at night. At night, so I feel a very bad, terrible headache, and I feel vomiting. Feel like I want to vomit. So I went to the clinic. So the doctor asked me, only one word. The doctor asked me, "You just came back from work?" The doctor asked me that. You just came back from work. And without realizing, when the doctor asked me that simple word, "You just came back from work," and I start crying, non-stop.
Because of hearing the
Depression already.
No, because of hearing the
The
word
work. The word work. You just came back from work. I start crying non-stop. So the doctor called my husband. He said, "Your wife is under severe depression."
I see.
Because I can't even hear the word work. That's how the doctor suggested
How did you feel at that time?
Sorry?
How did you feel at that time when you keep crying and then doctor?
When the doctor asked me, "You just came back from work," so I feel that, why I have to work so late in the office? And in fact, I normally reach the office about 7:30 to 7:45, just before 8 o'clock. I'm the one who go into the office first, and I'm the one who check out last. So that's why I said, wow, why I came back so late?
Yes.
So I start crying. So then I went to see the psychiatrist doctor, and I was on medication. Then I feel better with the medication, but not with the work, not with the work stress.
Understand.
So that's why after 5 years, intermittent, when the doctor asked me about my work, I still do cry sometimes.
I see.
When the doctor asked me. So that's why I was thinking, should I go on working or should I retreat myself?
Understand. Since you keep mentioning you were so busy at work back then, how did you manage your time between family and work, or did you manage your time between the two?
I do manage because I'm lucky my children was not with me when they are young.
What do you mean?
Lucky in the sense that I do not have to take care of the children. The children is taken care by my mom.
Which was in Johor Bahru.
Yes. So I see them occasionally, a few times a year.
I see.
So actually, we say that lucky in the unlucky lah. Actually,
yes, always have two ways of looking at it.
Two ways, because I can't concentrate both. You see, taking care of the
because
children.
Because you went back at 2 a.m.
Yeah, so taking care of the children and with the career, which I can't cope at that time. So they are with my mom.
I understand.
Other than that, it's still okay because my husband has been helping around.
I understand.
Yeah.
So do you feel like because of your career you have given out a lot? You have made a lot of sacrifices?
Yes. When I thought about it, when I think back, I sacrificed my family for the career.
I understand.
Yeah, I sacrificed my family for the career, which I think it's not good lah. Actually, it's not good. Actually, we should think of our family first before the career.
I'm sure your family loved you so much. I'm sure your sons loved you. But do you think that you have been missing out a lot on them? Like missing out the opportunity, watching them growing up, spending time with them?
True.
If ever there's a chance to go back in time, would you do it differently?
If time can change back, I would choose my family against my career. Definitely, I would choose my family first.
How so?
Yeah, but I think time's already passed, so we can't bring back the past to the future. So, like now, that's why I'm taking care of my granddaughter. So I can't see my children grow, but I can see my granddaughter grow.
I understand. I understand. But anyway, that is those days other things of the past.
Yeah.
Let's put that behind.
Correct.
And now you are retired and you have undergoing quite a successful chemotherapy and also radiation therapy. As a matter of fact, there is some question online. When you did the tubing, was that being suggested by a doctor?
Yes.
Okay, good. Which is you always have been practicing that. You listen to the professionals.
Yes.
You don't listen to other. There's a comment online. Julie all mentioned that. Well said, Mary. Don't simply listen to her say. Good to trust the doctors.
Yes.
So way to go, Mary. Okay. Now you are retired, and you mentioned that because of your depression, your doctor advised you to retire from work.
Yes.
So you made that decision.
Yes.
Is that also any other reasons you need to retire early?
First is because of my depression. Secondly, because I developed a heart problem. Because I was thinking that I don't want to collapse in the branch. In fact,
You're still very responsible, you see. I want to take care of the bank,
Yeah.
which is really your personality. Yeah.
So, in fact, before I totally decided to go on early retirement, I fainted twice in the office.
Oh my.
I fainted twice in the office. First was in 2019 April. No, sorry. It was in 2018 April. 2018 April, I fainted once. And in early 2019, I fainted once in the office. So twice. So I said, okay, that's it. Because I think the signal is already there. I can't take that depression any longer. To me, I can't. So that's why I retire.
I understand. Which I think you made a good decision. There's a comment online as well. Anpu said her mom died breast cancer last year. He asked you, 加油 Mary, Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Then I'm sure you are living a great life right now.
Yeah.
Because you're now retirement. Tell us what you do now. Like your routine, what do you do daily?
Okay, because due to the MCO, nothing much I can do.
Oh, true lah.
nothing much I can do. Actually, my dream was, after retire, I would like to go for holidays.
Oh, you would like to go. Before the MCO, did you travel with family? Did you go on holidays?
Yeah, the only time, that's why I said the only time I managed to go for holiday was the Kukup trip. Because right after I retired in July 2017. Sorry, July 2019. Yeah,
Okay.
July 2019. So March 2020 is already started the MCO.
I understand.
So only 6 months after that MCO started. So not much places I can go.
Yes.
In fact, I would like to travel, but when the school holiday started, the MCO started.
Yes.
So that's why I can't go anywhere. Right?
There's a photo show on screen. What trip was that?
This is my family Kukup trip.
Oh, coincidentally, you just talked about the Kukup. Okay.
This is the Kukup trip.
And then there's another photo. Let's see. There's another trip. Which trip was that?
This was the Taiwan trip, my younger son graduation.
Oh, your younger son graduated in Taiwan.
In Taiwan.
I see. Good. I'm glad you really enjoy your life now. And besides that, do you have any, what do you do in your leisure time besides traveling? Do you love gardening, cooking, and things like that?
Gardening, I like gardening, but sadly to say that I'm living in the apartment. So there's no space for me to do gardening. I have a few pots of flowers in front of my house, but it was dying already because I did not take care of them. During my chemo, I did not take care, so it was dying, a few pots of my flowers. I love cooking. I love cooking. Before I was diagnosed with this cancer and before I go through all the treatment, I always cook.
Okay, is that right?
Yeah,
okay.
I always cook, even though my cooking is not good.
Okay, never mind. Whether it's good or not, I think I need to have some testimony. Let's ask your nephew, how's your cooking? 来，我们线上呢也有另外一个他的外甥 nephew， 对不对？Kelvin 对吗？
对对。
来 ，Kelvin 问一下你有吃过Mary Ng 的这个厨艺吗？
有啊，很好。
Oh, yes, never say is good. 好。你是他的 nephew， 同时刚才你有说你也是他的这个开仔，对不对？
对对。
所以你从小到大都认识 Mary Ng。
对对对。
好，所以我想问你在你印象中 ，Mary Ng 是一个怎么样的女人？
还是一个比较理智的女人，然后比较坚强。
比较坚强，从哪一方面你看到她很坚强？
坚强，我从她，因为她知道，我和她同时一起在同一个病房里面，知道她的这个 cancer。所以我是从他看到，从病房出来，他的全部反应我都知道。
所以你从来没有看过他伤心吗？
没有，都没有看过他伤心。对。
所以他就好像我刚才讲的那样，他很 steady throughout the treatment。
他很 steady， 有伤心啦，也是那1个小时过后他就笑了。
Okay， 好，谢谢你 Kelvin。So it's true. What you say is true. I got some testimony here. You really like very tough throughout the treatment. And if I would like you to give some advice to our patients online, what would your advice to them?
Okay. I can say as a cancer survivor, now I'm in the survivorship. Even though it's only 6 months after diagnosis. First, we have to take care of our body, and then we have to listen to our body actually. In fact, before we are diagnosed, actually there are symptoms that which already appear, but maybe we ignore it. Maybe we ignore it. Like for me, it appears that I always had fever.
I see.
I always had fever, 1 year, a few times of fever. So my advice to all the ladies out there, the cancer fighter and those who have not gone through the treatment, which are worried, you do not need to worry actually. Do not need to worry about the treatment. Actually, the treatment is not that scary as what we heard from outside.
Yes.
It's not that scary. And one more thing that I need to advise, not say advise lah, I need to tell you all that for us, especially when we are already 40 years and above, please do a yearly checkup. Not only mammogram, for ladies we need to go through the pap smear test, That's how we can early detection of the cancer. And in fact, early detection is much better chances to cure rather than at the advanced stage. Even though but there are advanced stage also, there are survivors. I saw in our Facebook also, our group of cancer friends, there are survivors also at advanced stage. So actually, whatever stage you are, please listen to your doctor, listen to your oncologist, and don't listen to your friends, advice and tell you what to take and what not to take.
Listen to the professionals.
Yeah, so listen to the professionals. That's what I do right now.
Thank you so much for sharing with us your story, and I please enjoy your life fullest. In fact, there is a comment online, Christina Ong. She said, "Don't think about it. Look forward to your future by spending time with your family members."
Thank you.
Here I also wish you and family happy and stay healthy. Perhaps now stay safe as well.
Thank
you so much to be on our show.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
所以说，亡羊补牢，未为晚也。Mary Ng 她大半生都奔波劳碌，把大部分的时间都消耗在事业上。她曾经也一度患上了忧郁症，但是现在她更加懂得享受生活，更加懂得活在当下。她深信她自己的身体，她自己做主。即使她身体患上了癌症，但那并不代表癌症可以占据她的生活。在这里再一次温馨提醒线上的朋友们，如果你们发现自己身上有任何不适的话，不要讳疾忌医，一定要马上到治疗中心做检查，不要期盼能够亡羊补牢，因为延误就医的话，到时候很可能已经是为时已晚。记得提早发现、提早检查、提早治疗很重要。今天节目就到这里，谢谢您的收看。2个星期后，同样的时间、同样的平台，我们线上再见。
So Mary was diagnosed to have the cancer based on a screening mammogram. So it goes to show that it's very important for women because early screening actually will lead to hopefully earlier detection of the cancer at an early stage. For breast cancer, often the symptoms is a painless breast lump. So they might get overlooked, and then you may get detected at a later stage when more symptoms such as pain sets in. So that's why stress indirectly is linked to perhaps a later detection. So I urge that all women should still do regular self-breast examination and also a mammogram screening.
For me, after I start my journey of this chemo treatment, I do not think a lot already. I do not think a lot. So we have to follow what our oncologists tell us. Just follow their advice and follow their treatment. And do not listen to outsiders. We don't let the mind control us. It's very important we have to think that we are having the cancer and not the cancer having us.